Hey,
Hi, Lillian.
hey, how are you?
Good, good.
I think there was some screw up with the time because Miguel was telling me that he kept getting messages that your Zoom participants are waiting or something.
Let's see.
So I don't know.
Maybe
Okay, Zoom. Perfect. So good night, everybody, and thanks for tuning in. I'm hoping that we can get back to our normal routine after all the different interruptions and get back to doing every Monday at 8:30. And most of you know that we just came back from convention. I came back like last Wednesday. And it's funny, like when I come back, I have so much stuff in my brain that I almost don't want to talk to anybody like for a week and try to process it all. But I'm going to do my best. I have material for obviously more than one of these meetings, but I want to highlight two very, very important things. So number one, hair care system. I have it here for those of you that haven't seen it. So the blue one is the shampoo, and the clear one, the white one is the conditioner. And then we have a serum, which is a little tube. The higher ranked people, like I think the 9s and the 10s, have already been using it for about a month, and everybody's reporting super wonderful results. Everybody's super excited about this, which is funny. I feel a little bit like when the company rolled out the Axio, that I was like, energy drink, and then I loved it, and I think maybe the same thing is going to happen to me with this, because I always have my hair short. I don't fuss much about my hair. Everybody compliments me on my hair, and I'm like, okay, thank you, but the people that care about hair. And apparently, people that have autoimmune disorders and thyroid issues and things like that, they have a lot of hair loss, and they care greatly about their hair, and they spend a lot of money buying either professional grade or medical grade shampoos and conditioners and all that. So, but I think the company would have not invested all this time and research and resources unless they thought this was going to be something huge. There were over 15,000 sets that were sold out at the event. It was unbelievable how quick they went. The public launch date, the tentative date, is mid-December, and then we'll have it that we can order it. I know that Kim and Debbie, they bought, I think, 15 sets. And if someone wants to try it, get in contact with them. And I think they might have one or two extra. And the cost, including tax, is $109 for all three things. One caveat that I want to tell everyone is apparently with the shampoo, they're going to reformulate. It's a little too liquidy. So what they're recommending is to not break the seal, but just you can poke a little hole. I did that with mine, and we haven't had any issues. So you just poke a little hole so that just a little bit comes out. And initially they said that it was not going to be as foamy, but I tried it, and I don't know if because I do try to use clean stuff that doesn't have a lot of chemicals in it, I'm used to maybe not having, an overabundance of suds, but I loved it, and it smells really good. We have videos. They're already on your app, so if you want to start using them to, like, a little teaser to your preferred customers, getting excitement, like, oh, this is, the new line, and you can send them the videos. I think there's 2 different videos. They're already in the app. Make sure you take before and after pictures, because I think what's going to happen is this month and a half that we have, the results are going to be so amazing that the pictures are going to speak for themselves. And I think it's going to be a home run. For a lot of people care a great deal about how they look and about their hair. The pricing for someone that is already buying professional grade or medical grade products apparently is really, really good. So those people are not going to wince at the price. Like I said, it's $109 including tax. Another thing that we learned is there's an app called Think Dirty. Think Dirty, like dirty laundry. And you download it on your phone, and then you can look up the products that you're already using. I think it's just for beauty products. And then it rates it. The higher the rating, so it goes from 0 to 10. So 10 is like horrible. I was horrified that something that I use for my dog's mane and tail shampoo that I thought was like decent, it's an 8. So the higher the number, the dirtier it is. So that's another really good thing. I plan to use that also as a teaser on Facebook, talking about the app and then looking at the different things that I use. If you have a hair person that takes care of your hair and they use their products, you can go to their salon and look it up and then show them and say, oh, you know that the stuff you're using rates an 8 or something like that. Ours, both the shampoo and the conditioner, I think they rate a 2. So 0, 1, 2, 3 is like green light. It means it's okay. And it's not tested on animals. It's vegan. It has the whole, absolutely everything for people that are looking for really, really clean products. So I think this is going to be a home run. So that was the big theme of the conference. The second thing was compliance. I attended one of the compliance breakout sessions. One of the things that they do at Global is they offer a series of different breakout sessions. So you go into rooms with less people and you can pick and choose. But the problem is that you want to go to all and you can only go to 3 or 4. So that was really interesting. I attended the compliance one. And there's good news and there's bad news. So the good news is our company is growing so fast. You know, we're in 5 new countries, open as a business. And this, of course, now we're under the magnifying glass of the FDA. And what the person, I can't remember his name, but the person he's a lawyer that was hired by LifeVantage just to look at the compliance part and to help us with that. And what he says is that the regulators, they have keywords that they put in searches and stuff like that. And then if we come up, then they're going to come and pester us. So I know this is a pain in the butt, but I want everybody to think how you would feel if the FDA all of a sudden came in and shut part of our product line out or something like that. I mean, we would all be like, I think I would just like crumble into a little ball and cry, right? So for those of us or those out there that are having tremendous financial success, this would be horrendous. And also from the standpoint of the product, we all love all our products. So think for a minute, what would happen if this was taken away from us? So we have to be careful. And in a way, I see it as a good thing. It means that the company's having so much success that we are being looked at like, what are we doing? So this is the issue. The most powerful statement that we can make about Protandim NRF2 is that it reduces oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. The issue is that probably 90% of the population has no clue what that is. And that is what we're getting paid for, is to explain and to educate people what that means. But we have to be careful about not making any mention of any of our products in conjunction with any disease. You have to let the people make the connection. So we need to use PubMed, we need to lead them to the studies, we need to let them do the 2 + 2 = 4. If we reduce oxidative stress, now you go research what oxidative stress is. Look at all the bad stuff that happens with oxidative stress. And if we reduce it, what do you think can happen? But the people have to make that connection. You're just guiding them to make that connection. So even if you say little yellow pill, even if you say NRF2 activation, even if we put the disclaimer, this is not meant to treat, cure, mitigate any disease, that does not allow us to have Protandim, NRF2, and disease in the same sentence. NRF2 activator and disease in the same sentence. Why? Because Protandim is an NRF2 activator. Little yellow pill, they're going to figure out what the little yellow pill is. So we just have to get very creative and very careful about how we're going to say our stories, and basically anything that's feeling more energy, better rested, better sleep, weekend warrior things. So I did a marathon and I felt wonderful on Monday. Those are things that we can say, but we cannot say, my X level of whatever was this, and after 3 months it went down. Nothing that has to do with disease. So we even have to be, even with the closed Facebook groups, we're going to have to really tighten our stories and really be able to explain to people what this technology is and what it does, and then guide people to the studies so that they can figure it out for themselves. Another thing that I thought was interesting, I can't remember who mentioned it, but they were saying to encourage all your preferred customers to take a picture of themselves before they start on the products, and then a month later, 2 months later, and 3 months later. And that would be a visual for them. And I really think that this is important, because one of the things that I've noticed is when I've gone into sometimes even groups of friends that, let's say, for example, now for the holidays, you get in with a group of people that I haven't seen in a long time. And then when people see me, they always compliment, like, oh my God, you look so good, and blah, 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 look at you, you look wonderful. And I can see in their faces that they're really surprised. And I go, like, really? I mean, I don't see a change because I see myself in the mirror every day. And then when I look at them, like, it's happened to me twice this week. I bumped into people that I haven't seen in 3-4 months at Publix. And I was like, oh my God, like, they look awful. and I don't mean it, in a nasty way. It's just that you look at them and they look tired. They look wrinkly. They look, the color in their faces, like, they look gray. It's like you can really, really see a difference from the people that are not taking our products. And then when you go to for example, when we go to the lead academies and you see people and everybody's like bright and cheery and they look people. Even at this convention, I saw people that had just started like maybe 2-3 weeks ago on the products, and I could tell a difference versus the people that I know have been taking it for a long time. So we're just gonna have to focus on that. Okay, let me see what else I have here. Okay, and then I think we also need to follow closely, our Pro 9 and 10 leadership, and look at their Facebook pages and listen to their calls and see how they're framing this now that, we've been called to our attention with the compliance thing, which is very important. So with that, I want to lead a little bit into focusing on the next event. One of the things that I find when I go to these events, and since I joined in 5 years, I've never missed one, is I always come back re-energized, motivated. I draw a lot of energy from meeting corporate and watching them on stage and listening to the things that they do. And it really solidifies this idea, like, wow, I'm in the right place at the right time. So I want to encourage everyone. The next event is Charleston in South Carolina. We can drive there. There's no planes, there's no delays, there's no lost suitcases, nothing. I think it's just like a 6, maybe 7-hour trip, even stopping. That's going to be February. I'm super proud. Linda's already signed up, Carolee, Susan, and Cheryl, and myself. We're already registered. We're all going. It's going to be super fun trip. This is going to be an awesome opportunity at a minimal cost. If we share the gas, if we share the ride, if we share hotels, we have our little refrigerators. You can do the trip for really, really not a big expense. So this trip should be no excuse. I encourage anyone who has a distributor under them to get them to this event, because it really, I think it's like a switch. Either people are going to go like, holy cow, this is it, or, nothing's going to motivate them, and, well, it's okay. So encourage everyone in your team. Darren is a numbers guy. He opens every event and he sees all the numbers and he tells us everything that's going on, and the changes that they're doing are all based on things that he sees that work or don't work. Like the Pace Setter program, they extended it because they saw how well it worked. And one of the things that they notice is that the people that attend events not only rank advance sooner, but they also stay in the company longer. And it's not just to keep people in the company longer for the fun of it. It's like you really need to stay in enough to get the proper training, so that that's how you're going to get to the next levels. That's how you're going to make your business grow faster and be more successful. This is a skill that we have to learn, just like if you wanted to be, I don't know, an accountant. You probably have to go to school for a few years. This is the same thing. So think about this. Like, even if you did not want to grow the business, we as distributors, if you've been a distributor and using the product for a while, you're probably going to be a product user for the rest of your life. Like, I know even if I didn't do the business, I would never want to be without these products, either for me or my family or my animals. So it's really about, to make that next jump, you really need to learn the skills. And that is one of the things that we learn at conventions. So at this last convention, I lost track because I was trying to count as I was doing little videos and taking pictures, but they give like a trophy to the people that get to Pro 7. So I think they were not able to do it at the last Elite Academy, which was in July. At least 7 or 8 people were recognized from the last Elite Academy. That was July. So August, September, October, 4 months, there were at least 7 or 8 new Pro 7s that walked the stage. They gave out 3 Jeeps and 2 checks for $25,000. So these are 15 families that within 4 months have gone to an average of $10,000 a month. Think about that. That is probably retiring one person. There was a guy from Germany that got to Pro 7 in 3 months. And some of the other people were there, 5 years, 3 years, 6 years, 7 years. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter. Let's say it takes 8 years. Let's say it takes 10 years. 10 years to Pro 7 to retiring at least one person in the family, versus 40 or 45 years that is now the normal, what we consider the normal, right? You need to work for 40 years to retire at 60. Now it's more like 65, 67 that people are going to retire. So there's no doubt in my mind that this is a way more efficient, not counting that this is a legacy business that you can leave to your children and your grandchildren. So just for that, I think this is like super worth it. Another thing that I wanted to mention was, I can't remember when it was. I think it was Saturday. I was listening to NPR, and I'm going to go back and listen to the whole interview because I just heard like the end of it. But it's a program called How I Built This in NPR. And it was the guy, Damon Johnson, is one of the guys that are in Shark Tank. That, I don't know if you follow that program. I like it. And what they do is, these are millionaires that invest in people pitch out their businesses, and then they decided they want to have a shark investor with them. So, excuse me, he was telling his story of when he got started, and it is incredible. So the guy, he's in clothing. So this was in the 90s, and there's this huge clothing event where all the buyers from all over the world go, and it's in Las Vegas. So they did not have the money, of course, to buy a $5,000-$10,000 booth to be in the event. So they had a hotel room somewhere in another hotel in Las Vegas, and they would go, wearing their clothes. Him, I think it was another guy. And then they would start talking, and, we have these shirts, and, where's your booth? And they would say, well, it's at the Mirage Hotel. And they were like, oh, is there another convention going on there? And they were like, well, no. It's like, we have a room there. We have the stuff there. So they would take the people to the other hotel, and they got $300,000 in orders, which they had no way of fulfilling. So it brought me a little bit like what happened with LifeVantage. But anyway, the story is that they had no money. Now they have these $300,000 in orders. And it's his mom they get a home equity loan and they get $100,000. And she says, well, you can have the 100,000, sell your things, and then you have to pay the $100,000 right back because that's the only thing they had. Well, the story goes on and on. It ends like they basically turned their house in New York in the middle of the city into this, they hired people to sew, and it's just crazy. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because now he's a millionaire and he has this empire, and now he's, helping other people. But one of the things he said that struck me, because the guy asked him, obviously you worked a lot and you work really hard, and how hard it is to, get investors and all that. But one of these things, he says, one of the things that I value the most was the mentorship that I received along the way from other people. And then it hit me because, with LifeVantage, we've had Eric Worre, we've had Andy Andrews, we've had John Maxwell, we had Rita Davenport that was like, she knocked it out of the park. So we have all the Pro 10s, all our upline. These are mentors that we pay like nothing for. If after what I saw what this guy went through to build, he built an empire, but it was blood, sweat, and tears. So, think about this, the opportunity that we have. Like if you were to build your own business or if you were to buy a franchise, how much would you have to pay or invest for customer service, web design, hosting your website, the development of the app that we have on the phone, product research or development, right? New product that we just have, this truckload of money in here, quality control, worldwide distribution, sales and training. I mean, just think about the logistics. That's why when I thought about this guy's story, I was like, oh my God, it's like we have it like in more than a silver platter. It's like a gold, platinum, and diamond platter that we have in our hands. So the corporate, between all the top guys, all the CEOs, the sales guy, there's over 100 years of combined experience. So think about it, for a platinum pack, $1,250, you have all of this right at our fingertips. We don't have to worry about where the product's made, the quality control, how it's going to be shipped. I mean, that's none of our business. All we need to do is to share this information with other people, and boom, you get a commission. LifeVantage pays almost 50% out of every dollar. It's like, I think I've done the math. I think it's like 43 cents of every dollar gets paid to distributors. And this is of sales, not of profit. There's a huge difference. So it's just unbelievable. We have a proven system. Like what I said, in 4 months, there's 15 families that have been able to retire at least one person, and they've all done it in between 3 months and 7 years. So, for those of you that are, okay, life is good, you have your job, everything's kind of okay, but, do you have a backup plan? Like if someone gets laid off, if there's an illness, like what happened to us, if there's an accident. I had a guy that, he fell off a ladder and he was like in the hospital like for 4 months. So all those are things that you don't want to rely just on, 1 or 2 traditional incomes, because what if something happens there? I mean, we have everything, is what I've been thinking this past week, is like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. And it's available to all of us. The training is there, the help is there. Your upline wants nothing more than to see you succeed, because your success is everyone's success. So with that, I know they couldn't be on the call, but I wanted to congratulate Caroline made Pro 3, and we have 2 new ladies, Linda Parrish and Amy Brown. They made Pro 2, qualified for the pay setter on their this was their first month, so they're getting the extra $100. If they maintain next month, they'll also do it. And then also Susan made Pro 2. So I want to congratulate all of them, and they have been just talking to everyone they know, and they're going to be helping so many people, and they're bringing also business partners that want to do the business. So I'm pretty confident that they're going to be able to maintain it, and maybe even, I think Linda Parrish was like this close to make Pro 3. So remember, the pay setter is $100 additional to all the commissions if you get to Pro 2 in your first 30 days. And you have like almost like the month you join is almost like a freebie. So so if you join anywhere in October, you have all of October and November. And then if you maintain it, you get another 100. And if you get to Pro 3, then it's 250. So that's an extra $450. And now there is a Pro 5 hustle, they're calling it. And I don't have the exact numbers. I hope I say it right. But if you make Pro 5, when you make Pro 5, you get $500. You maintain it for another month, you get another $500. And then I think for the third month, you get something extra. So, really the company has realized that these extra incentives have worked, and they're going to keep them for as long as we make them work. So I say, now is the time. November and December is a time to reconnect with a lot of people, with a lot of friends. You'll be invited to parties, and you're not going to be pitching your business, but it's just to make that connection again and listen to people's stories and what's going on with their lives. And, so-and-so has this and so-and-so has that. And then you can just say, hey, you should take a look at this new technology that's out there. And, we're able to help a lot of people. So I hope you can feel my renewed enthusiasm. I'm also very happy, and I want to thank a lot of you helped me. I got to Pro 5 volume this month again. Yay! That it hadn't happened a long time, so I'm really happy about that. And I want to maintain it. If I can do this again November and December, I can go to the Pro 5 Summit, and hopefully I'll get training for a full weekend with the Pro 9s and 10s and be able to help my team even more. So I'm super excited about that. I want to thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to get a little emotional because I always do, but I couldn't have done it without you. And I know a lot of you went out of your way to help me. And I really appreciate it because it's been, this business has ups and downs, but it's worth it. I saw so many people. And this is something else that I really encourage you to go to one of these events, because when you hear people's stories and you go like, oh my God, like we have just something, it's really a gift that we can give people for their health, but also for, changing their financial future and that of their family and their children and their grandchildren. So, just let's do this. And I want to thank you again, and I will see you next Monday. So let's work hard so we can finish this year and have everybody rank advance. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you so much.